From the Tahoe National Forest in Northern California, the Luma Cigar Cartel presents Beyond the Humidor, a cigar podcast for the rest of us. Well, welcome to the show, everybody. As you can see, we are in a different location now. Scott Robinson with you here on Beyond the Humidor. This show will also serve as my intervention more than likely. That will come up later. As you can see, we have some special guests with us today. Roy Bokelman, who was on the previous podcast. How you doing there, Roy?
Doing great, Scott.
And a very special guest, Michaela, right in the center there. How are you doing?
Great. Good to be here.
Good. And, of course, we have, as normal, Duck Dynasty and Fester.
Yes.
Yep. And, just for the record, for this episode, I am drinking coffee. Actual coffee with creamer. No Jameson, no nothing. I am operating on coffee today.
We'll explain that in a minute.
Yeah, they're going to all
I think all of us is just operating on coffee.
Yeah, they're all going to break out letters.
So how's everybody doing this morning?
It's a good day.
Yes, it is.
Nice and clear, crisp. This is not a set behind us.
Oh, yeah, crisp morning. Woo.
Yeah. Good coffee, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it is what it is.
Is it Safeway?
We're
Could
not
be-
gonna discuss that. We already did that once already.
We'll delete that part.
Why?
It is Safeway coffee, but it's good.
It is.
It's good.
Not bad. You know, it's not their bacon. You know, we know where to go for quality bacon.
Damn it. I'm sorry, Greg. Here we go.
We're going to give a shout out to Rayleigh's out in Northern California.
Your wife will deal with you later.
Me?
No,
Or him? Yeah, it could be either one of us.
Yeah. What else is new?
Nothing. Same as usual.
So, are we starting with cigar of the month, or how are we
Yeah, we
doing
might
this?
as well kick that off. So cigar of the month. Larry's idea, and Larry and I had an idea, yeah, together that's scary. But in the future, this idea will come to fruition. We're going to talk about some different sticks around the area that we like that are budget friendly. But this month we decided to talk about Arturo Fuente. So, Mr. Robinson, what on the Fuente side did you smoke yesterday? We'll get to that later. for your cigar choice of the month.
Well, I had the Arturo Fuente Rosado, a combination of Ecuadorian and I believe it was Honduran binder. Real delicious cigar, very consistent. I love the Fuente line. It always has a great draw, very smooth, and rich in flavor without being spicy.
That's always a good option. Always a good option.
You realize you're going like in and out. You sound like a...
It's because it's the double jack, I think.
Oh, I see. Got you.
Possibly.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, I'm not coming in at all. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Stand by one.
Okay.
Ooh, I bet that's
Were
better.
you on mute?
So apparently I was on mute.
Little red light.
All right.
I don't care. We're just run with it.
Sure.
All right. So basically, when folks listen to the podcast, when you hear the
Me.
that's Greg.
So we'll go back to what I was saying. Scott smoked that Rosado. So the Fuente's our cigar of the month because Larry and I have a better idea later about budget-friendly cigars. And there's some at our home shop at Tobacco Republic. There's some up in Reno at another company called Ruiz that we want to talk about. But we wanted to save that for another show. So moving on Arturo Fuente, Larry, you smoked a Grand Reserva yesterday, if I remember right?
Yes, sir. We did smoke the Grand Reserva here yesterday. Very, very just smooth, simple stick. There's no hints of anything. There's tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very light, very, very mild cigar that is a super easy draw. And you get just great tobacco flavor. There's nothing else with it. And,
Sometimes that's just what you want.
And I like it. It's a good morning cigar with coffee because I'm a strong coffee drinker, and I like the taste of coffee in the morning. So pairing that type of stick with your coffee in the morning is just great. You get the smoke that you want, but you're not getting overpowered by any pepper, any cedar, any camel hair or whatever else these people that review cigars come up with. It's just tobacco.
No hints of Jolly Rancher apple or anything
No,
like that.
no.
Lamb, banana, and raccoon.
Extra raccoon, please. But yeah, it's and I'm disappointed to say that I don't go to the Arturo Fuente line as often as I should for as much as I like their cigars.
Well, you had mentioned once on other podcasts, and just in general, you do a lot of your smoking while you're driving.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you do relax at home and have a stick. At the shop, you have a stick, but you do a lot of it on a drive down into Sacramento while you're doing work and everything like that. And that doesn't lend to anything that's of that quality because you're relighting. You're not able to enjoy it while you're doing that. That really doesn't hurt much when you're doing that. So when you can relax with it, it's really good. But when you're driving, like I'll drive when I smoke, I'm not going to grab anything expensive. I'll grab something that's more budget friendly that tastes good on a light up, or I don't think tastes bad on a light up, or relight, and works like that way. Because I'll drive to work, which is 20 minutes away, let it sit in my truck, light it up on a 15-minute break, then light it up on my lunch, then light up the bud on the way home.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. I don't smoke I don't like saying this, a higher quality cigar or I want to enjoy
More expensive.
That. Yeah, more expensive, let's say. Something I want to sit back and relax with. I won't do it in a car on the very rare occasions that I'm driving and smoking in the car. I want something budget friendly because you're going to be relighting it. And, you should be paying attention to the road and stuff on your mind. It doesn't lend to I'd say relaxing experience, as relaxing as it can be when you're doing nothing.
Yeah.
That's when a top-tier cigar should be enjoyed.
I agree.
I will throw this caveat in. It does keep the road rage down at times when I have a cigar in my face when I'm driving.
That's intriguing.
Yeah, interesting concept.
So yesterday you were smoking.
Well, I started out with something other than a Fuente, but then I got into a Fuente short story. Thank you, Greg.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Excellent smoke, Cameroon wrapper. I think the binder and filler are proprietary, much like their Opus X, because I don't know anything about their filler on that.
No, they're a little sneaky when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of their stuff, their Hemingway line and their Opus X line, they don't tell anybody what's in them because they don't want anybody to try to counterfeit that crap.
Try to knock those off.
Yeah, no knockoffs on that right there.
Exactly.
One of my other favorites on the Fuente line that I brought up with me, which I'm not going to smoke right now because it's actually fairly powerful, is the Añejo line. I really like it. I'm a Maduro guy. That is a Maduro cigar. It is Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, Maduroed. I got them up. They're about 3 years old right about now for what I have in my travel humidor. But it's the Opus X binder and filler. So you got that Opus X flavor with that peppery coffee, slightly cocoa flavor of that Maduro, which is a wonderful thing if you're a Maduro person. I love that stick.
Nice. I myself yesterday smoked something rather unique. So I went to the proprietor of Tobacco Republic. As you all know, that's our hangout. I said, look, we're going to do Cigar of the Month for this episode, and we want to do Fuente, so what you got? And if you haven't been to Tobacco Republic, on one of the walls, the top 3 shelves on one of the walls, that's all Fuente. He's got a huge selection in there. So one of the ones that he picked out, he goes, how about I give you a Fuente that's not a Fuente? And I went, okay, you have my attention, to quote Larry. And he says, let me tell you about this one. It's called the Casa Cuba. It has no Fuente markings on it whatsoever. It has no Opus X markings on it whatsoever. It doesn't identify from Arturo. So I'm like, okay, well, what is this? And he goes, oh, let me tell you. He goes, as Roy said a moment ago, it's a proprietary Opus X binder and filler. He says, my suspicion is Dominican, but I can't quote him on that terribly because we're not sure. And the wrapper is an Ecuadorian Connecticut, and it's a beautiful, creamy, smooth, almost buttery smoke without that Opus X power. It's got all the Opus X flavors that you expect, but no power. So it's really a nice cigar to smoke. particularly me not being a Maduro guy.
And there's not a lot of information on that cigar available on the internet either. is
There's
there?
not. I couldn't find much other than what its outside wrapper leaf is, and that I tried.
Good to know.
Yeah, it is.
So I think we've ignored our guest long enough.
Yeah, we gotta start paying attention to her.
So aside from the story from last night, tell me or us about your first cigar experience. They've already heard it, but now they get to hear it from you.
Yeah, straight from the horse's mouth, I guess. One of Greg's favorite stories, he's been bugging me to try cigars for a very long time, and I was very hesitant, but he finally talked me into it, and he gave me this one sweet tea-esque thing.
It was something acid.
Yeah, some sweet little thing is like my first one. Like, oh, here, try this. It's
Was
a good.
it the cold
it's a good
infusion?
No, it was like a Cuba, not a Cuba. It was like a Blondie or something like that.
All right.
I hated it. I
As
tried
you
a couple
should have.
puffs and was
Oh,
like,
wait. What? Round of applause.
Spilling my coffee, you guys killing me.
Sorry, Larry.
yeah. So I asked him, "You got anything else?" And
That's not infused, and I went, yeah.
What did you give me after that? Do you remember?
That was an Oliva Series V in Lancero.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that was an upgrade. I'll say that. I remember
Yeah,
that
no
as much.
kidding.
Go from
Okay.
an acid line to an Oliva Series V.
Okay, I have to stop this for a minute. Why did you give her an infused cigar?
Because originally I asked her, what would you like? Would you like something sweet and flavored, or would you like something normal like I would smoke? And she said sweet and flavored first. But it only took like maybe 3 or 4 puffs for her to go, this is crap. I don't like it. Can I have something else?
I like this girl.
All right.
Yeah. I guess I got
Larry,
some
do
good
you want to
taste.
you want to field this one? Or
Man.
I want to say I got nothing, but that's just because I've got so much. I've got nothing.
Mhm.
Why would you start her out with an incense?
That's what she asked for.
Man.
But she didn't know either in her defense.
You
See,
obviously
you could've
didn't.
handed her anything and told her whatever you wanted at that point. Oh, you're
Hey,
gonna like this.
if they were-
with cigar.
If they were if they were
Jesus.
still in business and around, it would have been a white car from Via Havana. That probably would have been a great start.
Yeah.
Why did you just start out with a Swisher grape?
I'm not cruel.
You obviously are. You gave her some sweet tea infused crap.
At least I had the brains to say, no, thank you. What
Yes.
else you
There we
got?
go.
Thank you.
Thank God. All right, so cigar number 2. How'd you feel about that?
That was so long ago. I mean, I'm a very casual cigar smoker. Typically only in social settings, usually when hanging out with you guys. I don't know. I liked it. Pretty good taste all around, but I will say it was a long time ago, and memory hasn't stuck with me as much as I would have liked.
Yeah, that was years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad was less than pleased when I told him I picked up a new hobby.
As they are wont to do.
Hey,
Yeah.
he said he smoked them in his time. And I was like, I called him out on it, and he said, oh, I thought you were smarter than me. Oh, poor guy.
I'm surprised Greg didn't start out with, come on, everybody does it.
I told him you're cool, right?
You are cool, aren't you?
Tough crowd.
So another one for us. So obviously, as you guys can see by the background, we're up in the Tahoe National Forest at a camping place that I like to camp at.
Definitely not to hunt at.
No.
We take enthusiastic trips out into the forest with rifles and pistols, just in case an angry deer jumps out at us.
And tries to attack us.
Yeah. Haven't had that happen yet.
No, we're waiting for that to happen.
Falls down with a sprained leg so you can shoot it.
Put it out of its misery.
That's okay, because even if that happened, the bullet's going to go, dunk.
Wow. So that being said,
Stormtrooper aim.
all of us that are up here, we've got a pretty good crowd, a bunch of trailers, a couple of tents, a big group of us. We're hanging out for the Memorial Weekend. And so last night we had a real interesting incident. And I'll let you explain the incident because it's your fiance.
yes, it is. Well, it was a good night. We were just sitting around, and I decided I wanted to have a beer. And I have a wonderful fiance, and I was like, hey, Go get me a beer. They're in the trunk of my car in the ice chest.
Notice, folks, she said wonderful now.
Yeah.
It's going downhill fast.
So he takes my keys and he goes to my cute little Chevy Cruze, pops open the trunk, grabs the beer, and I'm in the trailer at this point looking out at him, and all of a sudden I see him looking at the trunk with a look of not a good look on his face.
More like a, oh, shit.
Yes. And of course, my first instinct is, oh, great, coming down this big bumpy road in our little sedan, we hit a rock. There's something wrong with my Cruze that I affectionately call Tom. Poor Tom.
I was wondering if you were going to get to that.
I gotta. He's Tom. He's iconic.
I get it.
Oh, I'm very original. Thank you. I thought poor Tom had a big shiner on his back end, but we go up to Zach, my fiance, and I'm like, what's going on? And he said, I locked your keys in the trunk of this car when I got your beer. And as he's telling me the story with his canned beer in hand, he dropped it. It exploded and sprayed all over the poor guy just to add insult to injury.
Punishment.
Punishment from above.
see,
That was the second worst. That was the
Oh,
second
you
worst
missed
part
the
of the thing. The
fun.
alcohol abuse right there.
I didn't see that part. All I did is walk over and see the beer on the ground. I'm like, damn, she's more pissed than I thought.
I was when my beer was ruined.
Okay,
you know,
yeah.
just everybody was hurt that
Almost.
day.
I thought we almost had another Twisted Tea episode here.
Now, mind you, my abode is about 4 hours from this camping trip, but fortunately enough, my parents live about 2 hours away, and they happen to have my spare set of keys because I never bothered to take them from them when I moved out.
That was a good thing, too.
That's lucky.
We got really lucky on that one because I was not looking forward to breaking any windows. So after a quick trip up the mountain to where there was cell reception to call mom and dad and say, hey guys, are you home? Can we stop by? We made a nice long journey home. With poor Zach in the backseat, really feeling great. You know, he was just really proud of himself yesterday.
Did your dad get a good laugh out of your explanation?
Oh, you know he did. I called him on the phone and said, hey, told him the story, and he could barely contain his laughter, man.
Because I can tell you, AAA towing stops at the main road up there.
Is this something you know from experience?
Yes.
Ooh.
4 hunting seasons ago, one of our fellow hunters that moved out of state had a front wheel bearing on his truck go out. So he had to drive it all the way to the top of the main road up there, to the pavement road, because AAA wouldn't come down in here to get it.
Oh,
Yeah, not
is
fun.
that Andrew?
No, Jim.
Oh, Jim. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
So that was our adventure for yesterday.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was a fun road trip, but we maybe missed out on some of the camping sites for a little bit.
Yeah, that just kind of capped off yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess we should get to yesterday, shouldn't we?
I
Start
called
at the beginning.
yesterday a comedy of errors.
Comedy's funny.
Oh,
It was funny for
It
a
Well,
was
it was
funny.
funny for a little bit. No, we haven't been out. All of us here haven't been out camping in a long time, and I mean, it's like it was last year at this time. My wife and I went. Greg here went over to a friend of ours, Tommy. He had
Hey, Tommy.
he had a pasture out in, I can't remember where he lived.
Lincoln.
Lincoln. Had a pasture out there. We camped out in his pasture. Horses were great. We took a carriage ride and all that stuff. But that was the last time I took the tent out. So it's like, we're tenting. We're tent camping out here. We got some people that are going to have this. Sure, let's do this. What do we do when we camp? We bring a little bit of alcohol.
A little?
A little.
You realize the group we're with? There's most bars have less alcohol than this group.
Like I said, a little bit of alcohol.
Looked like Young's Market Company showed up.
And yeah, it was yeah. Scott. I'll go first. Man.
We've had a couple.
That was
of
great
off-
vodka, man. It was
yeah,
great
we had a
vodka.
couple of off the rails podcasts. This was a complete derailment.
This was going to be an environmental issue.
Yeah, the train went off the tracks over the
man.
off the bridge.
Y'all seen that meme where the school bus is trying to cross the train track and the train hits the school bus and just totally it's a couple of stills. I don't know if you've seen that meme or not.
I have not.
Oh yeah, it was like I've seen it a couple times on Facebook. The school bus podcast. train taking that podcast away. Scott.
Gone.
Not beating around the bush.
So the reality,
Calling you the school bus.
yeah, Scott the school bus Robinson.
Chocolate dinosaur.
Oh, drunken dinosaur.
But yeah, it was, we started off the day as usual, a couple of drinks.
He had himself a screwdriver.
Yep.
A screwdriver.
And then I don't know
Then
what he had, a
after
mimosa.
that.
No. What was it? Comrade Mamushka.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, not a mimosa, a Comrade Mamushka.
Okay.
Ah,
Good save.
then a beer. 4 shots on the podcast itself, and another beer.
Now, normally, Scott is a good-sized guy.
Oh, yeah.
6'6",
He's
6'5".
still, he's
6'5",
still a good
6'6".
size guy.
6'5", 6'6", what, 280?
Yeah, that's about right.
He can handle his liquor.
Not
But-
yesterday.
Not at a mile high.
We're at a mile high, so air's a little thin. They had told the story, Denver, when they went in 2018, he was much like this. So, yeah.
19, but yes.
19, sorry, 18 was...
He
yeah,
didn't try
big
to
fun.
shank anybody with a butter knife this time, though.
Yeah.
Who was I trying to shake? Dupnik?
Dupnik.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
elevation.
probably
Because-
the first time
and you-
Curtis has heard this.
Well, you want to know the reason he wanted to shank Dupnik?
No.
Because Dupnik puts pineapple on pizza.
You guys all know out there that deserves murdering.
I
Actually,
think
no, like
Michaela
pineapple.
agrees with you.
Pineapple is really
I don't
good
want
on
to out
pizza.
myself. So yeah, I agree. Pineapple, horrible on pizza.
I'll say it. I like pineapple on pizza.
So do I.
Pepperoni
Yeah,
and jalapenos.
I've never had it with jalapenos.
It's
Oh
good.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So, long story short, that podcast will probably never be aired.
Unlike
unless we-
yesterday,
Yeah.
long story became longer and longer when you repeated yourself
Three times.
times about stuff you've already talked about.
Oh, fudge me.
And Sue's looking around the side of the RV going, what?
Yeah, she's
What?
she's doing the slice, man. Cut him off. It was so bad yesterday, folks. Tiny wife even brought the dog out, trying to get something for him to focus on, and the
Didn't
poor
work.
dog sitting on his lap, the Pomeranian Reno. Poor dog sitting on his lap, looking up at him like, "Shut the hell up!" Nope, didn't work.
In the middle of it all, I cut a bear of a burp into my mic just to make him go, "What the hell was that?" and get his mind
Didn't
off
even
of it.
slow him down.
No.
No, it did. It slowed him down for about 5 seconds. He right back into it.
Hey, we got a time out here for a second. Greg, help Michaela out before she starts smoking band.
Oh,
No, I can figure it out.
Oh, you pardon
I'm
the hell out of me.
I'm a novice,
Yeah.
not an
I'll just
amateur.
downshift into the slow lane here.
so before we get into cigar boxes, what's everybody smoking today?
Can I start?
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
sure. I just finished up at. If you're watching the video, you see me drop a cigar into my ashtray. Here was a Superfly by Oscar Villadares, but in Connecticut wrapper in the Corona size. Wonderful stick. I myself I really don't like the full size Toro with the Maduroed wrapper. Just compared to the Wild Hunter, which was your last November,
October.
October. I thought it was November. Okay,
No,
last October.
one of those months. Who knows anymore?
One of those late fall months was a cigar of the month. I like the Wild Hunter. The Superfly I didn't like, but with the Connecticut, it actually really goes well with that blend and at that size. I'm going to be opening up a Gran Habano Gran Reserva 2011 in Coronas, starting that up in a few moments.
Yeah, I had
Nice.
that one yesterday. That was real good.
Oh yeah, I smelled that. That it has a little
Oh,
bit.
yeah,
of
you
cedar.
knew just what it was.
I go, I smell cedar. Is that a Gran Habano? It's like, yep, Reserva 2011 Corona. Got one in my box. Oh,
Yeah, that was later in the afternoon when I was sober.
yeah. What do you
Larry's
got?
giving me this judgmental look.
We left out the on the music part, beyond the music part.
It was rough. Greg,
But anyway.
Greg, what are you smoking?
So
man?
this morning I have, I haven't had breakfast yet. I've had coffee. So
Breakfast of Champions.
yeah, absolutely. So I've got a Rocky Patel Edge Corojo, and it's a Corojo binder filler wrapper, a true Puro. It's just a fantastic cigar,
Oh,
and
great stuff.
the edge line itself in Rocky is wonderful. They're budget friendly, and it's really the edge line and the Corojo and Sumatra, the two in particular, are my go-to smokes all the time for the most part. If I don't know what I want, that's what I'm going to grab. So it's just a great stick in the morning.
Right on. I myself, I'm smoking the Grand Habano Connecticut #1. Oh. And that's one of my favorite go-tos when I just want something simple, yet good quality tobacco. It's a great stick. It's a great starter stick in the morning, or when I don't want something incredibly heavy.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm pulled a Humidor standard of mine. It's the Mr. White.
Sinestro.
Oh, yeah.
Sinestro,
Nice.
a little bit darker wrapper, and draws very well. The same type of thing, man. If I'm first thing in the morning and I'm not sure what I want to do, then the Mr. White's right there, second shelf, right-hand side. Grab one of those suckers, and I know that I'm not going to be disappointed.
Right on.
Yep.
I'm enjoying a Superfly as well, courtesy of these guys. Save for my first cigar experience, I can always trust these guys to recommend a good cigar. And I haven't had breakfast yet this morning, just coffee. It's been nice. It's been smooth.
Well, apparently, according to these three creeps, you can only trust them to recommend.
Well, I was just about to say.
I figured I'd get it out before you did.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you choose cigars like you hunt deer.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. I had to
Shots
make you
fired. Based on that, you'll be getting a white owl next.
You know that video can air.
Okay.
Unfortunately, if it does, I know I'll be homicided by your wife.
Actually, you will not. Basically, I'll splice it together. We'll do a Beyond the Music kind of thing.
See the guys in the white coats carrying Scott out. There'll be like 9 of them because he's a big dude.
You're talking about a freaking wheelbarrow. You guys do an intervention. You don't even give me the van to take me to rehab. You just throw me in a wheelbarrow.
Donkey cart.
Hey, Jack.
So one of the other things that we got to bring up, because the last show yesterday crashed and burned, is we talk mad shit about each other, and a lot of it's just talk, not a lot of follow through, because as a group we're a tiny bit lazy on some of this stuff. Scott's birthday was a few days ago, and we were out of town. There was going to be maybe a get together, but a bunch of the group was out of town, and unbeknownst to me, my wife decided to follow through on some of the crap that we have been talking about. So if you've listened to the podcast, you know that we've teased Scott about getting him a dog stroller for his Pomeranian. Well, that finally, got to the point where this is probably not going to happen. But my wife pulled off the front load dog backpack and wrapped it up. I mean, it was dialed in present-wise, wrapped it up, gave it to him. He unwrapped it on Friday, and it's a papoose front dog backpack for a man that's the size of Lurch.
Photo negative alerts right there.
Yeah. But she has not been able to fit the dog in it. But see, that wasn't even the topper. The brilliance of your wife is incredible. Now, when you told the story of Jack the donkey, it was a good laugh. We laughed, and we've talked about it on the podcast more than once. So, the brilliance of your wife as a present, she puts the donkey I gave you for Christmas in a little papoose. But not only that, but a little homemade birthday card. Now, the way Larry tells the story is hilarious. When I heard it from Sherry, I'm sitting here imagining Sarah McLachlan singing In the Arms of an Angel, and I'm like, God, I feel like a big giant jerk now.
Yeah, the card that she made him is a picture of her with Jack the donkey's nose snuggled up on her shoulder. Like Scott was gonna cry, man.
I'm sitting here like, what made it so, it's like, those were they were their last moments together before she left the donkey to his demise. It's like, I can't, you gotta have a heart of stone. You gotta feel something, man.
It was a great photo. I took a look at it over his shoulder. It's a great photo.
Your wife's a genius.
Yeah. And the donkey's last wish is for you to carry Reno in a front backpack.
Well, he should have submitted that to the freaking Make-A-Wish Foundation because it ain't happening.
Don't never say never, my friend. Because we'll be up at a mile high again, and you'll be drinking like a fish. We're gonna strap that dog to the front of your ass.
We'll see. Now I know better.
Okay. That could be the most ridiculous thing said.
Hey, Larry, have you taken his one-day chip yet?
Yeah. He's got a 14-minute chip right now.
I haven't had one drink yet, only because I got to get this behemoth down the hill.
Yeah,
That's true.
We're going to be breaking camp in a little bit, so yeah, we're laying off of the booze at this time.
We're also drawing straws to see who leads out of here.
Yeah. By the way, people, Russian Standard's great, but 4 or 5 shots during a podcast with Red Stripe from Russia to Jamaica, it's not a good idea.
Yeah, it was not a good international marriage.
It was tasty, though.
You know what was funny, though, is the way we're doing this show, right behind the camera is my tent trailer. So Michaela and Zach were in the cheap seats with the windows zipped down so they could watch inside the trailer because the insects are a little bit annoying for some people, more than just Michaela. But the look on her face when I looked up, and she's looking out at me going,
Deer in headlights look. Deer in headlights look.
Is every podcast recording like this?
Yeah, well,
yeah, you'd never know.
It's kind of like you're driving down the freeway, just minding your own business, and somebody's wheel and tire rolls past you.
I've seen that.
Oh, that is
Me
not
too.
fun.
And you're like, oh, shit, is that mine? No, that's somebody else's. Oh, shit, are they going to hit me? No,
Stable?
yeah, it's,
Yes.
woo.
Maybe not mentally.
I've known that for years. But anyway,
All right. Well,
so
we still got to do the cigar box thing, man.
you know why? Should we make it brief and wrap it up so we can break camp?
Well, let's, talk
We
about
had some
cigar
fun.
box. Yeah.
Well, we've had some fun. You know what? Let's make that for the follow-up episode, or I'll leave that to you two. By the way, I'm going to be gone on the next podcast because I've got to go get my pops from Iowa.
Y'all know the story. You heard it several times, especially yesterday.
How many times did I mention it yesterday?
3.
Enough.
And then you tried to tell a story about Sue 3 times yesterday.
Oh. No.
we
Sorry.
still love you, brother.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, hell yeah.
It was like I said. It's hilarious. The video's hilarious.
I never want to see it.
We're going to have to show it to you.
No, I don't want to see
We're
it.
going to put it on loop at the Christmas party.
Well, if I said things 3 freaking times, why would you have to put it on loop?
Yeah, good
True.
point. I wish we could get some loop into your crip walk from New Year's a couple years ago.
Never to be shown ever again.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, you make for some good entertainment.
Yes, you do.
I try. I do this for the people. And I'm trying to build. See, you guys are doing wrong. Okay.
Here we
wanna
go.
Okay. Now, see, got to make a little money eventually. So, Patreon, what is it? I forget the other one. OnlyFans.
Your wife is not going to let you have an OnlyFans account. Sorry.
That's going to be a joint account. Hi, peoples. Jesus.
And we have to have fodder for that. So I've been busy building fodder. What have you guys done for the page? Nothing.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
shots fired.
So
Quality content.
yeah, my man Roy.
There you go.
it's just
You can't win for this one.
yeah, you're kind of right there.
Yeah.
So Larry posted something on Facebook. It was a memory from a couple of years ago, and I saw it when I got out to Civilization to get the keys for the cruise. Make sure, guys, it's a great thought. So, Larry, thank you. And I'm going to probably paraphrase this and probably mess it up, but we're all having fun up here. We're having we have a good time camping. Y'all are at home, are having barbecues and having a good time. Don't forget, at some point this week, remember all those fallen soldiers. This is what Memorial Day is about. So, just keep them in your thoughts as you go throughout your day tomorrow.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Amen.
Final thoughts on cigars? They're all good.
Yeah.
How about you?
Not the sweet tea ones. Stay away from those.
Yeah.
Stay away from infused.
Yes.
Can't get him here anymore.
Thank the gods.
goodness.
All right.
Well, looks like my smoke's down to the nub, and I'm not drinking scotch, so the glass is really, really empty. So I think it's about that time. I want to thank our audience, and on behalf of our guests, Roy and Michaela, and our regulars here, myself, Greg, and Larry, thanks for listening. Check us out on Luma Cigar Cartel. Like and share us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Check out the YouTube video under Luma Cigar Cartel. Don't be a stranger. Drop us a line and let us know you're out there. I'm Scott Robinson, and from all of us here at Beyond the Humidor, we look forward to talking to you on our next episode. And until then, take care, and good smoke, good drink, and good life.